Soulreaper weapon tier list. Let's get it started. Razor's Edge. On release, this is one of the most broken weapons in the game because the crit confirms a ton of moves. Unfortunately, now the crit is pretty bad. It has slightly more end lag or less stun. You can't true combo it off anymore, and the crit range is pretty slow or small in my opinion. So there's definitely better options, and you are stuck on Berserk for this. So I don't really think it's worth it. I'm gonna put it B tier. It's not bad, but it's also not good. Seventh Thunder. This is a lightning locked weapon. You gotta pop the item and you get this. Pretty fast M1s, almost as fast as Yamato, and a really good crit. It goes like time cut range, guard breaks, pretty fast, and it's really annoying if you're playing against someone who is on speed with this. So definitely probably gonna go A tier. Really, really fast, really annoying. Siphon's Wretch, the medic weapon. It's got okay M1s. They're nerfed from this. They're not this fast anymore. They're like a lot slower. Crit, throw out a red slash. This one guard breaks and goes a fairly long distance, and it heals your party members, including yourself. So it's pretty good. I mean, it's not the best, honestly. Medic isn't in the best place right now, in my opinion. So I'm probably going to put it B tier. It's definitely usable, but I think I'd rather just have like a normal weapon that is like just good, like longsword or rapier. New Marasama. The M1s are pretty good. The first two are really fast, and the rest of them are a little more delayed, but still a good M1 combo. Your first crit, the unsheathed one, you're going to run before you dash through them, so it can be parried because you're running and it has a really good or fairly long windup, but it does go pretty far. The unsheathed one is the instant one. It's very fast and does decent damage. It used to do like 10% damage or something like crazy like that. It did get nerfed. It's still viable, but I don't really like the end lag because if you do get caught at the very end here and they dodge, you're just going to get punished. It's like Razor's Edge. It's a good crit, goes pretty far, pretty fast, but I just don't like it. It's just too much end lag for me. Legacy Murasama is one of my favorite weapons. It's got really fast M1s on the first two, but then the next three are really delayed, so you don't really want to extend your M1s past that. Your standing still crit is the red one. It'll disable their moves for around 2 seconds, which is a lot of pressure on them. It does fairly decent posture as well, all the projectiles here, so you can just kind of spam them whenever you want. The S crit, you're going to give them damage reduction towards you and giving you a damage buff, so it's pretty significant, but it only lasts 2 seconds, so I'd kind of rather do the neutral crit to disable their moves entirely, to disable like 100% of their damage, or like a lot of it, so that's my recommendation. The W crit disables their flash up for like 2 seconds, which are pretty cool. In Bankai though, you will get all the effects on it, so it's really huge in Bankai, especially if you have one like Ice, they're just not going to escape you. I'm going to probably put it into a solid A tier, maybe even pushing S tier depending on your build. Like, I used to run Ink with it, and it was super annoying. You had the Ink that slowed them down and made it so they do less damage to you, and then you can also spam the other projectiles towards them, which is really annoying. Abject, the Shard of Ray, Keto weapon. M1s are pretty decent. They're pretty slow, though, so you're probably going to get blocked or parried. Not the strongest ones, definitely. Crit pulls in people from afar. If they get hit by that, they'll be, like, semi-stunned. It's not going to make a true combo or, like, guard break them, but it'll give you enough time to charge up a move and, like, hit them while they're falling away. But this crit is very telegraphed, very easy to parry, and if you miss it, you're probably going to get punished because there's a ton of end lag. So, yeah, it's okay. I don't really like this. Honestly, there's better weapons for Keto if you're going to use it. So I'm going to put this one B tier. It's definitely usable, but I don't know. It's just too much end lag. Yamato, the M1s are pretty fast. They got nerfed. There's still some of the faster M1s in the game, though. Crit, it has gotten nerfed to a fairly big. It used to be one of the best weapons in the game because you could it would dash you forward and you could jump to make it go a ton further. But now it's a little more tame. You can stand still, or you stand still and do it. It's fairly predictable though. Parrying it isn't too bad in my opinion, and because they stand still, it's not as oppressive and annoying. Because imagine a multi-hit like jump like crit that guard breaks in the air, really broken. Now it's not too bad. It also gives 2 style, I believe, which is pretty good. So I'm probably gonna put it. I'll put it A tier. It's all right. Muay Thai, one of the most broken fighting styles in the game. You got M1s that are insanely fast. They're really hard to parry because they're like not telegraphed at all. You just kind of you hit and then the animation plays is what it feels like. Good luck trying to parry that. The crit though, really fast. You dash forward, throw them up into the air for a Hakuto combo. It up tilts now, which is really broken, and does high posture. So if you're on ground or air Hakuto, there's a ton of crazy combos you can do with this. It's probably the best Hakuto weapon for SR. Definitely gonna go S tier. Unstable, pretty good M1s, pretty decent. The crit is where it used to be really insane. Not in Visor, it won't air tilt them, but it will just throw them up to the air and it's a teleport, guard breaks, pretty annoying. While they're falling, you can go for like a Tor reach or attempt to combo extend it, but it is a little harder to do. In Visor, it will up tilt them, so when you used to have crazy stun and it was like basically true into Spine Rend. I think they nerfed the ragdoll, so it's actually more like you can actually get out of it, but it still up tilts them, forces a parry check for them, and if you just feint, you're probably going to hit a move. So I'm going to put this A tier. It's not as good as Muay Thai, but it still is pretty solid. Formless, this one actually got a pretty big buff. The M1s are pretty decent as well, hard to read, and they also push you forward or you do a mini dash forward while you're M1ing, which is pretty cool. You have multiple crits. The first one is the forward one. This one is a suplex. It throws them off the floor. It stuns them a little bit in front of you and forces a parry check. You can go straight into a Tor Reach, a Catching Dragon. Feint into a Catching Dragon will probably guard break most people, and it's pretty broken. The Standing Still crit is a weave. You go iframes for a little bit, and then you throw a punch forward. This one is pretty good, actually, if you know what moves you can use it against. S1, this one got a huge buff. The air punch, I think this one also guard breaks and throws them pretty far. Now it actually up tilts them, which is crazy. A really long range punch, a really long range air up tilt. Most people won't expect it, and it comes out fairly fast. So I'm probably going to put this one a solid A tier, maybe S tier. I'd have to try it more. I haven't played Hakata on SR too much, but I know this up tilt is insane. Formula's probably the weakest of the Hakata manuals. It's okay. M1s are pretty slow though, in my opinion. Crit, you multi-hit, kick, it guard breaks, throws them up in the air. It has no range though, so it kind of is annoying. You can only really use this like mid-Hakata combo to extend or like up tilt them even further. Using this on the ground, you'll probably just get punished during your multi-hit move because you'll probably miss it because it has no range. So I'm gonna put this one B tier. It's definitely usable, but like, I don't know. There's definitely better options in A tier. Odachi, this one actually got a pretty big buff. The first M1 was really slow, but now it has hyper armor. I don't think you can do greatsword tech where you feint and keep hyper, but correct me if I'm wrong. It's got okay M1s, pretty slow, but they have really good range. Crit, it's pretty decent. It's a multi-use. All of the slashes guard break, and the third one has hyper armor when you do the like little like stab towards them, throws them away. Pretty cool. I can catch most people off guard with that that third one. Most people forget about it. In Bankai, you're gonna do 2 slashes, and then you're gonna go through them. Bam, bam, and then you go through them, and it stuns them for a very long time. I mean, it's a decent one. I'm gonna probably put this one. I'm gonna put it A tier. It's definitely usable. It's pretty good. Rapier, it's got amazing M1s, almost dagger speed. Your crit, amazing, super long range. If you jump, it goes really far. Can cancel a ton of moves if you're fast enough, because it is a really fast crit. It does like 30% of your posture, but if you land a bunch of moves beforehand, you can probably guard break people. But because it is a multi-hit move, it sometimes does hit them, guard break them, but then they can still move afterwards. So just be wary of that. If you land 4 crits in a row, your 5th one is going to be insane. It's going to be the slashes in front of you. You've got like frame 1 hyper armor, and then you do the slashes. You're allowed to move stack off this. It's actually the most broken crit in the game. So just keep track of your crits, and if you land this, you're going to do like at least 1.5 bars of damage. It's true into rising, true into floating. You can land at least 2 moves while this is going off. Spam M1s, anything you want. In Kendo, it's really broken. You can do vert down, split gate, horizon core, basically true. I think horizon core is parryable at the end, but most people will just be getting hit and they'll like probably panic and not parry it. You also gain really good M1s. You dash with your M1s, and every time you land an M1, it will extend it and be slightly longer, but I don't usually spam the M1s afterwards. And the broken thing about the empowered crit is it doesn't stay like right in front of you. Like you'd say, like you think it would stay here. Like you use the crit, it's gonna be there. If you miss, you miss. But the hitbox moves with you. Like if you miss and they're slightly out of it, you can just chase after them. They'll probably still get hit by the crit because it has a lingering hitbox in front of you. So you'll land a free move off that. Definitely gonna go S tier. It's probably the most broken crit in the entire game. Dagger, this one is really fast M1s, really good. The crit, huge gap close. You can use it twice. It's really broken. Guard breaks, does okay damage. And this can really work on any build, honestly. Keto, it's really good for running away. On Keto, you could do Goryu and then spam dagger towards them. Speed, Kendo, it's going to work as well. And the cool thing about the crit is the second one doesn't need to be used immediately. You don't have to press RR to get the double, like you actually have like a good half second before you have to reactivate it to do the second dash. And this will catch a ton of people off guard because when they see dagger, most of the time they'll expect one crit into another crit immediately. So you can delay it, people will block, you'll get a free guard break off that. So that's a cool tip. Also in Bankai, it's pretty broken because you drop your dagger, stun them, you can do a free move off that. Anyways, I'm probably going to put Dagger in S tier. It's really good, especially with the flash step changes and how little Ray people have. You can basically use it as a second flash step, and when people are low HP, you're going to be super oppressive, being able to attack and go as you want. Longsword, a classic, good M1s, a crit that goes pretty far, guard breaks, and yeah, there's really not much else to say. It's a solid weapon, definitely S tier, and yeah. Scythe, it got some pretty big nerfs, but it's still a good weapon. Your M1s are okay, they're not the fastest, but it gets the job done. Your crit, it no longer pulls on hit, so you can it's just a big hitbox basically. Dash towards them, the second part of the crit will guard break, so the first initial slash won't do it, but the white slash at the very end will. So yeah, it's probably going to be dropped to A tier. It's still good, viable, but no longer S tier and a broken. Paintbrush, it's the ink weapon that you have by default. The M1s are pretty fast, really good. Crit, though, is where it's pretty weak in my opinion. It's a really long windup, a very small dash, and when you hit them, it'll apply Inked, which is basically the passive for Ink that makes it so you take less damage from them for a couple seconds. So, like, it's a 30% damage debuff on them towards you, which is pretty insane. I think the number might be a little higher or lower, I can't remember, but it used to be like 85%. It thankfully was nerfed, so it's alright. But if you're on Ink, I would recommend use Shikai Stasis to get a real weapon. I'm gonna put this B tier. It's definitely usable, but not the best crit. Petals, the flower weapon, you got really good M1s, fast speed, good range, and really good overall. Your crit, very fast, guard break pulls them with you, allowing you to combo extend. So, honestly, very solid. I'm gonna put this... Loki might put it S tier. It's as good as Longsword, might even be better because the M1s are pretty huge. Yeah, I'm actually gonna put S tier. Really good weapon. Reishi Talon. This weapon is a Hakuda Keto weapon. If you don't have Ethereal Vice on Keto learned, it'll just do a slash in front of you. Guard breaks, deals okay damage. The M1s are not shown here, but they are pretty fast, a little on the slower end, but they get the job done. The crit with Ethereal Vice, you hit them and then put a Mortal Ties on them. You got a really small radius that they can be in. It's like this much. That's like the furthest they can go. Pretty broken, and it allows you to just go ham, do whatever move you want on them. I think you even used to be able to do Ito Kaso in the center of it, and they would all get hit. But that combo isn't too good, because like, you just press F, you'll get guard broken, but you won't take damage. But yeah, really nice move. Probably going to put it... Put it A tier. It's actually really good for ground Hakuda, good for Hakuda in general. Actually, it's more of a ground Hakuda thing. Sakanade, the confusion weapon, it's got a really good M1 string, very fast. The crit, fairly decent range, pretty quick, and if you hold down the crit button, you'll teleport behind them, which is kind of funny. So, really good mix-up. I'm actually going to put this B tier, really good. Shinso, this weapon's pretty bad in my opinion. You got fast M1s, low range, and when you land your C move on Shinso, your M1s will get slightly longer, or they'll be faster if you have one of the buffs, it does. But the crit is horrible. Like, it has insane wind-up, it's multi-hit, most of the time people just get out of it, and just punish you for that. And because you have no range on this crit and you're standing still for a while, it's just not good. I'm going to put it C tier. If you're on Shinso, just use a Shikai Stasis and you're golden. Shinso's already broken as a moveset. Wabi Suke, the weight weapon, it's pretty good. M1s are fast. I think the crit and the M1s on this actually apply the passive, which makes them slightly slower and sets you up to combo with your other moves. So like when you proc your passive, they kneel down, which is pretty broken. So being able to apply a little bit more of your passive is good. The crit, it's multi-hit, it's like Shinso, but this one actually has a small dash. I think they actually made the dash a little longer, because I remember where you could jump with the dash to make it go further. So it's not bad. This one's actually going to be B tier, especially because the passive. Dual swords, they used to have like one of the fastest M1s in the game. They did get nerfed though, so they're a little more like manageable. The crit, you're going to charge up for a little bit, run forward, guard break. It's alright, in my opinion. Not the best crit. It's definitely good though. It's like, don't get me wrong. I'm going to put it B tier though. Greatsword, definitely going S tier. Its first M1 is Hyper Armor. You can do M1 tech where you feint it, so your next move has Hyper. It won't show the indicator on you, but you will have Hyper for around a second afterwards, which is really broken. And when you combine that with a really good crit, it's got long range, huge AoE, double guard break, and just sets them up for combos. Really broken. If you're against Hakuda with this, you should never get up tilted. Or if you're in air, you should never stay up there for more than like a second, because you can do the M1 to get out immediately. So, definitely S tier, really broken. Hammer, it's similar to Greatsword. The first M1 has Hyper Armor. I think you can do Feint Tech with it to get Hyper Armor in your next move, but I might be wrong. The crit, pretty decent, very telegraphed, but if you do hit it, they're going to be ragdolled for a very, very long time. It's true into a ton of moves if you know what you're doing. Really underrated. I'm going to put this one A tier. It takes a little more effort to get to work, but it definitely is amazing. Katana, you've got good M1s and a decent crit. The crit is pretty skinny though, so you do have to have really good aim, but it does pull people with you, allowing you to combo extend, and like you can even throw a rising afterwards, and some people might not react to that, which is kind of funny. But I'm going to put it B tier. There's better options out there, definitely. Anything in S or A probably is better than Katana, because it does have a pretty small hitbox. But still not bad. Spear, it's got pretty fast M1s, I guess, but the crit, it's alright. Half the time it does bug and you stand still and crit, not moving. I don't know if they fixed it. Last time I used it was like pre-SD, maybe it's fixed now, I doubt it. But the crit, it's Hyper Armor, guard breaks, but because it's multi-hit, you will guard break them and then they'll be able to move immediately. So you can't capitalize off guard breaks, which kind of sucks, and it takes away from like the main usage of a crit. So I'm going to put this one C tier. It's alright, you can make it work, but I don't know why you'd want to use it. Twin Blade, you got pretty slow M1s in my opinion. They're alright. Crit, This one's basically just worse dual swords because you dash forward as well with the little wind up, but you don't go as far, so it's not as like maneuverable. So I'm gonna put the C tier. You can make it work, but just dual swords is like the same exact weapon, but with like a better crit. So why not just use this one and go further and be more maneuverable, you know? Fists, gauntlets, whatever you want to call it, the default Hakuto weapon on SR is really good. You got insanely fast M1s, probably the fastest out of any Hakuto weapon. You got a really decent crit, you dash forward and guard break. I think they actually buffed this because I remember in Soul Wars when I was playing gauntlets, it went further and faster. So maybe there was a shadow buff there, I might be wrong. But it goes pretty far, surprisingly far, and it's pretty fast. In Shunko, it'll up tilt, which is really broken, making this really good. My creation speed video, when I was playing Speed Hakuto, this is probably one of my favorite weapons. I'm actually going to put a solid A tier, because it's got good M1s, good crit. That's all you need for Hakuto, really. Shunko got removed off the Trello for some reason, but the ones that are most viable to run are Wind Shunko, really good range, doesn't guard break, but it can up tilt. Fire Shunko's alright, it has pretty decent stun actually, and can make some true combos. Ice Shunko, probably the worst one out of them, low range, it's going to be a kick in front of you, but doesn't really extend into anything anymore, because I think it doesn't have that much true stun. Lightning Shunko, really don't ever use Lightning Shunko, it's really annoying because it has good range, but it has so much wind up, really long cooldowns, and it doesn't have true combos anymore, so if you're going to run Shunko, probably just run Wind or Fire. I'll probably put in... I'll put an A tier. Shunko's still good. Anyways, that's probably where I'm going to end it. I'm going to move Ink down to C because the crit is really holding it back. It's really telegraphed, really low range, and it's just not that good. Another thing I'm going to move down to C tier is Abject. This weapon you really shouldn't be using, even on Keto. Like, just use a normal weapon like Dagger, Longsword, and you'll do 10 times better. Also, Siphon's Wretch, I'm going to drop down to C tier. As a medic, you don't really need this. Like, yeah, sure, it's a slash, it goes far, guard breaks, does okay damage, and heals you for like 3 HP. You don't need that gimmick. Just run a real weapon in S tier, and you'll probably be way better off as a medic, especially because you don't have that much damage. You don't want to use like a really bad weapon. I'm also probably going to drop Reishi Talon. It's kind of cool it has the Mortal Ties passive, and you can like leave them stuck there, but it is kind of easy to like parry and avoid because you move pretty slowly. Only way you can really kind of confirm this is like Ghost Walk. But even then, it's alright. You could probably just use Fists or, like, Shunko, and you'd probably be better off. Like, there's better weapons, definitely, for Hakuto, for SR. So that's probably the final tier list. S, really good. Probably the best of the best you can run. A tier, also good. B tier, niche, can work. C, probably don't want to run.